Hello, I'm Stuart Barker, the ISO 27001 Ninja. And in this tutorial, we are going to look at ISO 27001 Annex A 5.4 Management Responsibilities. How exciting is that? I'm going to give you the tools, the tips, the techniques, maybe even some templates that are going to help you when it comes to implementing this control for maximum success when it comes to your ISO 27001 certification. As always, we start off with the definition of what the Annex A control is looking for, so we know what it is that we're trying to implement and how we're going to satisfy that. So let's start off with that definition. ISO 27001 Annex A 5.4 Management Responsibilities. So, management should require all personnel to apply information security in accordance with the established information security policy, topic-specific policies and procedures of the organization. So high level, what are we looking at here? We've got the other controls where we've talked about how you implement ISO 27001 policies. We've looked at how you create them, how you choose them, how you go about rolling those out. So we're going to need those policies. We're going to need the procedures, right? We're going to need the procedures for the information security management system, and we're going to need the procedures for the Annex A controls that we've chosen. And there are other tutorials on how we go about selecting the Annex A controls that we need based on risk management, the definition of scope, identification of risk, mitigating risk through the controls that we select. But we need to document all of that. So this is saying, look, have a management system in place. By all means, implement your management system and then get management to drive that and make sure that all personnel are adhering to it and following it. So what are the things that we can do? Things that we can do in here are things that we've covered elsewhere, right? We're going to have documented roles and responsibilities. We're going to make sure that those roles and responsibilities are signed off by management, that they're signed off and approved. So the other tutorial videos on the definition of roles and responsibilities, you're going to go ahead and you're going to implement that. That's going to be one way that we're going to evidence management driving this. The kind of roles that we've looked at before are things like the CEO's role, the management review team role, the information security manager's role. Then you've got controls, individual Annex A controls that are allocated to people and the roles that are associated with that. We're also going to make sure that people are competent. So you can see here we're placing heavy reliance on other Annex A controls, right? We want to make sure that people are competent. We want to make sure that we've got training programs in place for people on an ongoing basis. Yes, there's the bog standard information security training that people are going to do, but also role-specific training. We want to make sure if somebody's implementing ISO 27001 that they are trained in ISO 27001 and management systems. So management are going to drive that. They're going to sign off that competency matrix and those training plans. We're going to see management driving this from the top. We're going to engage with HR, and we're going to make sure that HR have built in to our HR documents, our HR processes, our HR contracts, requirements around information security. Another way that we can demonstrate that leadership are driving, that we're taking this seriously, that management are pushing this through. So HR have a big part to play within that and within the HR policies that they are directing the organization for. We're also going to have our program of communication and training. We've just discussed training, but we're going to have a program of communication. So not only is it the information security manager that's going to be communicating these things, but senior leadership, management is going to be communicating the requirements for information security, the benefits of information security, and we're going to see that minuted in things like town hall meetings, company updates, quarterly updates, various touch points through the year where management interacts with the organization. We're going to see that communication, and we're going to look at that particular control later about how you're going to evidence that. Clearly, there are templates through ISO 27000 for 27001 through the high table ISO 27001 template store. Clearly there are. So there are a selection of individual templates that you can download. There is the policy pack. There is a competency matrix, the roles and assigned responsibilities, or there is the ultimate ISO 27001 toolkit, the ultimate toolkit for ISO 27001 certification, right? You can get the toolkit with everything that you need within that. But whatever you do, whether you're creating them from scratch, whether you're creating them based on the templates that I provide for you, you are going to document all of these things so that you can evidence that when it comes time to your internal audit. What's an audit going to check? An audit is going to check things like contracts. They look at your HR contracts, your employment contracts, your third-party contractor contracts. They're going to look at that. They're going to want to see evidences that information security is baked into that. All of the things I've mentioned above, I'm not going to repeat them. They're going to make sure that they're in place and that they're evidenced. They're going to look at things like, do you have a mechanism for whistleblowing? It seems a bit of an out one there, but do you have a mechanism in place where people can report things, concerns, or blow the whistle? They're going to look for that, and they're going to look for things like training and awareness. So a few things that an audit is going to make and that they're going to look for. So when it comes to management responsibilities, this isn't just one thing that you can do. This is about having 27001 as a management system that is driven from the top, that is driven by leadership, and that you are evidencing that. So as many pieces of evidence that you can pull together, and as many things that you can put into your operating rhythm where management are engaging, directing, communicating around information security, the better it is going to be. There is a blog, clearly, that goes along with this, so I'm going to put a link below. Be sure to go to the High Table website, check out the blog. There's a lot more detail in the blog, but you've got enough information now for you to be successful for ISO 27001 certification. My name is Stuart Barker. I am the ISO 27001 Ninja, and until the next tutorial, peace out.